Hi everybody. I decided to do a video about, I haven't done a video in a while. I know the last video wasn't good news, but good news is that my vehicle, my 12 volt battery, has been fine since they swapped it out and gave me a new one. I have not let it sit because I'm using it for pleasure, for work and stuff like that. So I do not have the chance for it to sit. But I'm going to visit my daughter in Seattle on the 8th of August. And I'll be there for at least 2 days. I don't know if 2 days is going to be long enough to test out the 12 volt again, but we will see. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen again. Sorry, the sun is really in a weird position right now. I'm driving on PCH and it's, 6:18, and the sun just doesn't, it's not right. So I wanted to share with you some things that I do like about the car since I've had it for almost, 4 months now. Well, some things I like about the car is that you know what I really like, and that's the reason why I got the XSE, is because of the camera feature. The 360 camera is a game changer for me. I had an Ioniq 5 SEL, and the SELs do not have the 360 camera. You have to go up to the limited to get the 360 camera, and you know, the limited is thousands of dollars more expensive. That I wasn't, and I was in the used market at that time, so there were much more SEL Ioniqs to purchase than used limiteds. The SELs are just, they're more popular, probably because they're more affordable, right? So like I said, I traded that one in, thankfully, and I have some news about that. I know this is not a form for Ioniq, but those of you that are watching these videos to research what kind of EV or what kind of car in general should I buy, not to knock Hyundai down, but you know, it is what it is. The information's out there. Oddly enough, about a week ago, my husband received, I guess he received it, a text message, because his number was on a contact list for the last place that I did see driver inattention. I'll talk about that in a minute. He received a text message from one of the dealerships that I used to have the Ioniq serviced, and it said basically that my car, my old car, the Ioniq 5, was it was recalled for the electric battery. It said, do not, and it was in capital letters, do not charge it above 80%, and do not park it in the garage or close to any structure. What? I had a feeling in the back of my mind always, get rid of the car, it's going to be a problem. Well, I didn't know that. Well, apparently, and I'll put in the show notes, I'll put the link to, I think it was carandriver.com. So of course I researched it right away, and sure enough, I think there are 6, I think there are 14 total, if my memory serves me right, 14 in total cars of Ioniq 5, Ioniq 6, and some Kias, I think. But 14 cars in total, 5 or 6 of them were Ioniq 5s that have that issue. Due to that battery pack, the cells were different in certain VIN numbers, because Hyundai, I guess they had to at one point use different batteries for certain VINs, because I guess they ran out at the last minute, whatever. But my car was luckily one of 6 of the Ioniq 5s, and thankfully it's not my car, but I feel bad for the person that has it now. Well, I kind of feel bad and I don't. There's another story behind that too. So just word of caution, if you're charging at EVgo and you sign up your car for like plug and play, so you don't even have to use the app or anything, it will, the charger will know it's your car once you plug it in. If you have that, if you sign up that feature on EVgo's app to recognize your car, and that's how I had the Ioniq set up. Well, apparently when I sold it, I forgot to turn that feature off because I had so many apps. I was charging EVgo, ChargePoint, blah, 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 like all over the place, mostly at home. But on the weekends, like I'd go out to the mall or something, I charge publicly. And I had completely forgotten that I had my car signed up on EVgo, and that person immediately after they purchased, there's an Ioniq 6 driving right by me, funny, shortly after the purchase, I guess, they pulled up to an EVgo in Redondo Beach and charged on my dime. So be cautious of that if you're selling a car or even having somebody else use your car, and I would say don't use that feature. It was convenient, but I didn't use EVgo a lot because it's just so pricey. I didn't have the need to fast charge, DC fast charge all the time. But getting back to this car, yeah, I love the camera. The camera is a game changer. The 360, it's a tight squeeze going in and out of my garage. That helps. I live in LA County, so, you know, mostly I don't try to parallel park, but, you know, it really, really helps with parallel parking and tight. I have a little alley, and then when I'm backing in, backing out, it really, really helps. And it's pretty spot on. You know, the little ding, 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 ding. It's like overly cautious with the little bells and chimes, but being able to see what around you is really, really helpful. I don't think that you should have to go up to the next trim level to get that. I think eventually, in my opinion, I will see most car makers just have a 360 camera on all cars, because they're just like the backup cameras. I think as well as the insurance companies and everybody else is going to see that it's really helpful. It's safer. And actually, if you are thinking about getting this car or any other car that has those extra features, the lane assist, the automatic braking system, all that stuff, it will make your insurance go down. So you might spend a few more $1,000s on a top trim that has those safety features, but guess what? You are going to save on your insurance, because when I call, and always call with your insurance, because sometimes the features on the app or online, they won't get you those discounts. So I called Geico and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to bring it down like $1,000 a year. I'm like, okay. Any type of savings for me is a plus. But yeah, that's the main feature that I like. It's a smooth ride. I mean, being that it has 20-inch low-profile tires. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it right now. I'm on a street that they've redone it, and I think they're eventually going to repave it. So they've broken it up somewhat, so it's a little rough. You can feel that, of course you can. I mean, even in the top-notch, softest Cadillac, you're probably going to feel that, but it's not. Mind you, the last the car that I still have actually is a little sporty car. It's called a Honda CRZ, and it's a little two-seater, and it's lowered, and everything is like anything is better than, as far as comfort, anything feels more comfortable to me than that thing. So but yeah, I mean, I'm sure with the smaller tires, when it's not low profile, I'm sure it's a little bit softer ride, but I don't have that to compare to. So I mean, don't like it, and I don't know if you could take it off, and maybe that's another video to research it. If anybody knows how to take it off, let me know. But the chimes on telling you to look straight ahead, and or sometimes it can't see. It'll chime saying it can't see your face. I mean, it does pretty well. These are Ray-Bans, and it does pretty well on seeing my eyes. I guess the camera that's looking at you right on top of the steering wheel, and you hear that I try to save as much as possible, as much energy as possible. So I'm doing the regen brakes. That's another feature that I like, and I actually like that the regen doesn't stop completely, because I think I rarely used it. Now the Ioniq 5, that's the only one I can compare it to. I can't compare it to regen Tesla or anything else. I like that it doesn't stop completely, because with the Ioniq 5, it had 5 or 6 settings of regen, and just like this one, but that one would stop completely if you chose that highest regen level. And I barely ever used it. First of all, it would stop so far away. I mean, it was very, very aggressive at stopping when you use the regen. This one is much better at the regen. When you use it, it goes lighter, medium, heavy, just like it's supposed to. Unlike the Ioniq. And again, I can only compare it to that. I haven't really driven any other EVs to compare it to, so if you want to express your thoughts on that, comparing it to other EV regen braking system, please go ahead. Now, some people, and I've heard, and I don't know if it's correct or not, I've heard that some people drive like on full regen, and I can't see that happening. You want some power. I mean, what's the whole point of having an EV? I don't think you're supposed to drive on regen. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I drive on the first level, just because with no regen, it's just a little too quick. And to me, that's fine. Now, if it's a steep hill and I'm going up the grapevine, am I going to take that off? Probably. I'll have it no regen. But just the one level of regen is just perfect for me. So let me know your thoughts on that, on the regen. What level do you drive it, or do you use regen at all? Like I said, it depends on if you're going up or down a hill. I also find it really helpful when you're going downhill, a steep slope, that you put on at least some of your regen, because that way you don't have to use your brakes. And that's the whole purpose of regen, is not just because you're getting a little bit of power back, but you're saving your brakes. If you use more regen and you use it properly, you will not stress your brakes out so much. So that's a plus. So I like the regen. I like how it works. I'm not too fond on keeping, the little ding-dings, but you kind of get used to it, of, looking ahead. And I don't get it a lot, because typically I do look straight ahead. There's some times where I had to move my head to see, hey, is that truck going to make a turn? And it went ding, driver inattention. It's not perfect, but whatever. Apple CarPlay sometimes, maybe it's just the maybe it's, I don't know, sometimes it does. It's most of the time it connects fine, but there's some times where it just doesn't, and I'm thinking maybe it's because of the connection that I have, that my signal is bad on my phone, so therefore it's not seeing the car system. I don't know. You know what I think too works well is the voice control. Either the voice control will, if you hit it, if you push it down on the button on the left hand lower corner of the steering wheel, really quickly, it will trigger Toyota's assistant, or whatever you want to call it. I have an iPhone, so if you push it down a little more, okay, I was pushing it down and it cut off my video. If you push it down just a little more, it will trigger Siri, and I find that feature, it works flawlessly. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that Teslas, they don't need CarPlay because the software in the car is that good. I don't know. I mean, we're here to drive. We all are. I mean, pretty much what I use is I use the maps, and I rarely use. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think of the mapping system that comes with the car? I don't use that. I use the Apple Maps. Why? Because when I'm going somewhere that I need to use a map, I do it on my phone first, and then it just hooks up to CarPlay and I can see it on the screen. So that's why I don't use their map. But yep, heard it doesn't have route planning, so I haven't taken a long trip with this car. In fact, in the Ioniq, I didn't take a long trip either, so I don't plan on to. But yeah, I could see that being an issue of route planning, but they have those apps, what is it, a better route planner or a better something. They have all those other charging apps you can use. I'm curious to see if the Toyota app does it, probably not, but there's other apps that you can use as far as EV charging apps that will map you to charge at an EV charging station. Yeah, they could probably improve on that, but to me, that's something that I think that they can probably do. I'm saying Toyota, why can't they do that with the over-the-air update? I don't see why they couldn't just update their map and I'm sure they will. I'm sure that's going to be one of the main complaints, that if people don't do their research and they buy this car, that they'll be upset about. Like I said, I drive short distances. My work, I'm a teacher, but I'm on summer break now. But when I go to classroom, it's 19 miles from my door to the school. So it's not that far. Round trip, what is it, 40 miles? I teach 4 nights a week. So, and that rattling, that's something that I have on the floor. That's not the car. Sorry about that. So I don't travel far. I travel throughout the city, short distances, maybe at the most 20, 30 miles one way. That's it. So, yeah. And I was telling you in another video, a previous video, that I was going to show you about successfully charging a Tesla, and it was dark and I was tired, and I did it. You just have to, let me just tell you, you can't rely on the Toyota app. Well, maybe you could, but you know what? If you're going to charge at a super charging station of Teslas, you have to look on the Tesla app. Your better bet is just to go on the Tesla app. It will tell you whether or not you can charge your car there. And it's the newer ones that you can charge at. Typically, the ones with the older, shorter cables, it won't work. Maybe some of them will work. I didn't have success. Where was I? Lakewood or something like that. If people are familiar with the area, Lakewood Mall, there's Tesla chargers there. They're pretty old. Like, nobody was there. It was kind of weird. It was a weekend. We can't charge our cars there. There is one down the street from me. It's on Willow. It's in Signal Hill. It's a newer one. Yes, we can charge our cars there. And it's kind of nice how the stalls are, because of course, we head in because our charging points are on the front side, not the back. You head in, and then there's a charger for the left and a charger for the right, and the chargers are kind of in the middle. So therefore the cables still, they don't have to be longer because they're not in front of you, they're on the side of you, and that's really helpful, like I said. And it's helpful for all other cars that are not Tesla to be able to reach, because even if you can charge at the older Tesla superchargers, they have short cables. And I'm pretty sure the reason why they have shorter cables is because it costs a lot of money to for the infrastructure for longer cables. So why do you think it costs so much at EVgo? They have some long cables. Probably because of the infrastructure, how it's built, how they use it. So, and plus some of those go to like 350 kilowatts. But I would suggest don't ever use those. Sometimes they have different EVgos. They'll have like 200 kilowatts, 350. But if you don't direly need to charge that, we can't charge that fast. Our cars only charge at max 150 kilowatts. So there's no need to pay that extra money for nothing. So yeah, I mean, those are the quirks that I found. I will share more with you soon, but I appreciate all the viewing, and I know it's my bad I have not uploaded videos. Just trying to stay busy on my summer break. I have another month to go. I start September 1st, but I hope my phone's doing a good job at the video stabilization because I see it shaking a lot. Try not to look down so it doesn't say bing, driver inattentive. But anyways, I'm almost home, so yeah, I appreciate the viewership, and you know, I'd appreciate if you subscribe and like it and all that good stuff. I know you guys are sick of hearing all that from other channels, but it really does make a difference. I have, you know, I'm not new to YouTube. I have some other channels. I have a personal channel, and you know, I can see the viewership. There's a lot of people viewing this. I think a lot of people are looking into these cars, and I hope what I'm sharing helps you and helps make a decision if you're looking into this car or any other car or not. But yeah, if you like it, please like it. So I appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and I'll try to make more videos and talk to you soon. Thank you.